Hey you guys, I hope you are doing awesome and having a wonderful day. Hey, I want to give you a heads up on a series that I'll be doing. It's called Who's the Predator, and it's about basically understanding signs before violence happens. So we understand that we live in a world that unfortunately has plenty of violence in it. It doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, a child, an adult. It doesn't matter. There is no boundaries on the violence that happens in our world. Now, I want to apply this a little bit towards domestic violence because if you can understand the signs, and there are always signs, then you are less likely to fall victim to that. Ask anybody who has been there, me included. You really didn't know. Like it just like you didn't know, and so at some point you're just sitting around going, what the heck just happened here? And why is my life all of a sudden so messed up? But if you think back, you think, okay, there were signs, And so I'm going to be doing this series based on Gavin de Becker's book called The Gift of Fear. I highly recommend the book. When he talks about the gift of fear, what he's talking about is fear as in pure unadulterated fear that causes you to act. He, as well as I, believe that when you live in a constant state of fear, there's even low-grade fear, it's a curse. And it also causes you to be less likely to pick up on the things that you really need to pick up on because you're constantly kind of elevated with your fear. If you're a very relaxed person, you are far more likely to notice things that are out of place, that just don't fit, okay? So one of my passions is with you teenagers and young adults is I want to get to you before this happens. I want to be able to, give you the tools before the brokenness happens, because when you get to be my age or even in your 30s, there's a lot of brokenness that comes because we just didn't know. We have a lot of things that have happened in our life that become our story that we wish weren't in our story, because we didn't know, okay? So I want to be able to tell you these things because I wish at 15 or 16 somebody would have shared those things with me. I did not have any kind of domestic violence in my family when I was growing up. My dad is an absolutely wonderful person. So I kind of got caught off guard where I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do to deserve that? I didn't do anything to deserve it, and you didn't either if that is you. There is nothing you could possibly do to cause someone to be mean to you even, much less abusive. So my point here is that I want to show you the little telltale signs that are always there so that you're paying attention. And the crazy thing is most of these I can relate to, and I bet you can too. So the point of it is that you can back out of it faster. You need to exit. You don't need to sit around and figure out why this is happening, and you don't need to sit there and reason with a person either, because what you're battling is how that person thinks. And it's not your job to reestablish how they think. It is not your job. Okay, our job is to manage us, period, end of discussion. When we are looking at the people in our lives, we need to look at them like a used car, as is. If nothing about this person changes, am I going to be just happy about it? If the answer is no, then you gotta go. That person has to go, okay? I'm gonna consistently remind you, probably at the end, and I'm going to remind you now, when you're thinking about people in your life, whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, I want you to be able to ask yourself 3 very important questions. And if the answer is no to any of them, then it's not wise to proceed, okay? Number 1, do they make you a better person? Number 2, if you think of every single person that you know, and I want you to think of, like, we're talking way up there, the people you deeply respect. Like, you respect how they run their life, the decisions that they make, how they treat their family, how they run their businesses, everything. Is this person the best person you know? The one you're thinking of might being a friend or a significant other. Are they one of the best people that you know? And thirdly, do you feel like a genius for being with them or around them or associated with them? Okay? Now, it's also important always to apply those questions to yourself first, right? Do we do what we can do to be better people every day? Do we do the hard things? Do we choose courage over comfort? Do we choose growth over comfort because you're going to be uncomfortable to grow. You cannot have both, okay? Are we one of the best people that we know? And you have to be honest with yourself. Look at your weaknesses. Look at the dumb decisions that you make. Look at the decisions that you reason with, because we all have a level of BS that we have in our life that we got to get rid of. We have to be honest about. So the next one is, do you feel like a genius for the decisions that you make? And if not, what do you need to change? Okay, so apply it to yourself first, apply it to other people second. But you gotta be able to recognize the signs so you can stay out of hot water, okay? So the series again is called Who's the Predator? And it's an 8-part series. Again, it's off of Gavin DeBecker's book called The Gift of Fear. I hope to see you in it. The videos are not very long. They're pretty much straight and to the point. The first one, I'll explain a little bit more. The last one will kind of wrap things up. It'll be a little bit longer, but everyone in the middle is very to the point. It's short, and I bet you're going to be able to identify with all of them, okay? And I want you to also remember, don't dismiss these little things, okay? Because there are a lot of broken people out there that really wish that they hadn't, okay? The final thing, if I haven't already said this, is I'm going to use the man as the abuser, the woman as the victim, and it's not because all men are abusers and all women are the victims. That is not true, okay? I just want to make it easier for you to follow. There are plenty of women that abuse their men, okay? There are plenty of men that are wonderful, wonderful people. My dad is one of them, and my man is one of them. So I just want to make it clear just so you can follow, all right? So just so you know, don't send me any hateful little comments, okay? I love men, okay? So I don't want to give that impression that they're not good people, okay? Because they are. Our culture absolutely needs them. And in my opinion, I think domestic violence would take a huge shift if men were the leaders of this shift, you know, because men often teach men to be good leaders. So anyway, so I hope to see you in the series, and if you have any questions or comments, the best way to get a hold of me is Facebook Messenger. I love you all to pieces. See you next time.